right, I am starting the recording. Let me do a little run. Okay. So I know that we have not really had much to go on in the ways of intros in the past. So I wrote an intro. Tell me what you think.
Let me act like you didn't practice this.
Welcome back to We Never, the show where we experience things we missed out on in the past and share it with you all.
Oh, this is going well.
Never, the show where we experience things we missed out on in the past and share it with you all. Remember, we stream We Never gameplay once a week, Sundays or Saturdays on twitch.tv/WeNever. So go follow that to get notified.
It's going to be Friday. It's going to be Friday. You've already messed it up. Sundays and Saturdays. No, we've changed that. We're going to be streaming on Friday because it's my... By the way, shout outs to my stream. I'm going to be streaming Dreams every Saturday and Sunday.
Okay. Fridays. Twitch.tv/WeNever. So go follow that to get notified. And remember to check out our social media in the description for extra content. Today...
We're going to be streaming probably Far Cry 5.
Probably, yeah, actually.
You may actually, after this video, you could click on it and you'll see us playing Far Cry 5 and having lots of fun. Go and watch it now. After this video, give it a full view, give it a like. You better subscribe.
I'm
done
asking.
Watch.
I'm done
subscribe.
asking.
We're done asking nice. You're gonna do it now. All right.
Right.
So continue on. So what did we watch? What did we watch?
Today,
I've already seen this. I was happy that this is the video you chose.
Today, I watched, and it's thematically appropriate since last week, a certain actor. Today, I watched Good Time with Robert Pattinson, and I feel awful. I don't know who the other actor was, the brother. Do you know who the brother's the actor was to Robert Pattinson's character?
No, we should have known. We should have.
We didn't do our research, but that's completely besides the point. I feel like it's almost Robert Pattinson month because last week we watched The Lighthouse, which had, again, Robert Pattinson, and oh my god, I cannot believe I have gone this long without realizing how incredible of an actor Robert Pattinson is. I talked about this last time on The Lighthouse. I only knew him from the Twilight movies, and I kind of disregarded him as an actor, and I can't believe he was phenomenal in this movie. He didn't even look like himself. Like, that's how into this role he got.
He plays a scumbag, and he looks like a fucking scumbag. Like a real life, he looks like a guy you would see on the fucking streets that you hate.
And he acts just like a scumbag in this movie, and oh my god, the acting in this movie was really good.
Superb from everybody on every
like the opening to this movie with like the brother crying. The brother's name is Nicholas, I believe, and like the way this actor cries when he's in this therapy session talking about his abusive grandma, it's like
he's very if I'm correct, if I remember, he's like very straight faced, but the tears start rolling
yeah, and I'm just like whoa, and that's I had this whoa feeling throughout the whole movie. It's like, so you know those movies where they're like a one take, like Birdman?
Yeah.
Except this didn't feel like it was one take with a camera. This felt it was one take with the story. It felt like it was one beat. It didn't feel like there was acts throughout.
Well, I was going through a whole night with him, right? The whole day.
I know, but I mean, like in most films, you know, it feels like there's like, okay, this is obviously the beginning, this is the middle, and this is the end. And I know this movie had that, but it didn't feel like it to me. It didn't. Give a short
premise. Give a short premise. So you know.
So essentially, this movie features Robert Pattinson. I forgot that.
It's two brothers. Let's just let's forget the names. It's two brothers,
and they go on a bank heist, and the bank heist goes almost perfectly, except they got greedy and they put a little booby trap in the money, and so everything kind of goes to shit after that. And his
I don't think you can say greedy. They're just fuck ups. Like they didn't think about that. That's well known that money bags that you steal from the bank, the government plants in, and the banks plants in a paint, so that when you open the bag, you just force it open, it'll ink up the money so it's void. The money is damn near. If I'm correct, the brother gets arrested.
And
he gets hurt. He gets hit by a car, right?
No, he runs through a glass window, and he's on the ground. He gets arrested, and he goes to jail. And his brother is trying to offload this money to like this bail bonds place. And I don't know who the actor was that was like in charge of like the bail bond place. He tries to get this like girlfriend.
There's a scene where he's sitting there. He's just like, yeah. She's like, mom, and
mom. Like he has this crazy girlfriend who's like bipolar.
The fucking guy running the place. Like, can she go outside?
Can you get chaos here outside? He calls her chaos.
He was like, dude, everything about this movie, the atmosphere, which one of the biggest highlights in this movie for me was the music, the soundtrack.
Oh my god, it was this never-ending, droning, beautiful synth wave music that the directors for this, they seem they have a trend of getting like an actual electronics artist or some sort of musical artist that actually just makes their own stuff and just says, hey, can you do a soundtrack? You know what? I just realized. I know what this movie feels like to me. This feels like the first 8 minutes of Drive, but for an hour and a half.
Yeah, which is like to some people that's like the best part of Drive.
Exactly.
The first 8 minutes, right?
So if you love the beginning of Drive,
except this guy's not like calculated like he is in Drive at all. He is stumbling through this movie in a good way, like in a way where it's like
it's entertaining.
Mind you, if you've never seen this movie, first off, this is not a good character. He is a bad piece of shit. He doesn't really like go outright of his way to murder anybody, but like spoilers ahead, obviously, in this video. There's a scene where he fucks like 13-year-old.
He almost
fucks her. Like he's making that was the most awkward scene. You're like, he's actually doing that.
Well, the only reason he did that was because
I know his
face was on the TV. But like he didn't have to go that far. He could have just been like.
He went way further than just to make it. He like takes her to a bed. It gets like
he was gonna fuck her.
Yeah, and then he realized, I think, like, I'm already in enough deep shit as it is. Becoming a pedophile at the same time probably isn't gonna help his case.
Dude, and so
the whole point is that
yeah. So his brother gets arrested, and he tries to get the money. He can't get the money, so he tries to break out his brother from the hospital. But instead of breaking out his brother, he breaks out a completely random dude. And he finds out that this dude has a stash of money, and that was this. There's
the guy where he's like, "What up, my fucking face? You see my fucking face?"
And he goes on this whole 10-minute story. And
I love that part.
I love that. It's like he
went to jail and he like comes out and he's like describing the way this guy talks is so New York. He's like, you know, how he gets out and he like fucks some bitch. He gets high on acid or something, LSD, and then he's like, oh, dude, I know exactly where that acid is. It's like pure. We can get money off of this shit, dude. And of course, you know, he's got to find a way to fuck him over. Not the Robert Pattinson's character finds a way to fuck him over. Really bad too. He fucks over a lot of people in this movie.
Well, he wasn't. I don't think he was trying to fuck him over. He was trying to get the $15K to get his brother out.
And he really cares for his brother. Like that's the thing. Yeah. He's not just a piece of shit for piece of shit. He actually, you can tell he genuinely likes his brother. He loves his brother.
If he didn't care, he would have just fucked off and left his brother. But he cares about his brother in a really selfish way, I'd say.
Yeah, because he wants his brother to help him with heists and stuff and get money.
Yeah,
but I still think there's a genuine love for his brother too. I mean, he's a bad guy in general. He's a pretty awful person. Yeah.
This whole movie, my heart was pounding. There was this never-ending feeling of anxiety.
I think what helps that is both the cinematography, it's a perfect mix of like the cinematography, the pacing of the editing, and the music. Like a lot of the music's like boom, ba ba boom, ba ba boom. It's like constant like drones, like a lot of stuff. And then there's like parts of it that are so. There's like a part where it's called the acid hits. It's where the guy gets high, and all of a sudden it sounds like wind, like don. A lot of it reminds me of Akira. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but a lot of the music reminds me of Akira. Where like they have a lot of the singing and stuff and a lot of the wind chimes sounds. It reminds me of a lot of that, like Akira, but if it were based on a bunch. Well, actually, Akira deals with a lot of drug-riddled people too. So I don't know. I guess Man, there could be some Incure inspiration.
And you
in the
know,
music,
I think it was the same kind of soundtrack the whole way through, except for the ending, like the credits music.
Yeah, it was
that credits song. I don't know what that song was, but that was awesome. And
it was
let me get one thing out of the way really quickly. This movie does what I wish all movies would do with their credits. They gave me a reason to stay. Because it shows off the brother in this kind of like adult daycare
instead of
situation.
staying for some crappy like
black,
at the end we're gonna
black like and like just white text. No, this was overlaying. It was just it gave me a reason to stay because it showed off the
brother.
Really
sad.
It was
his
so
brother like
sad.
doing this kind of like it was like a therapy class.
Yeah.
Like,
for
like what does it go to
children.
This? It was asking like if you have somebody who's in prison, stand over here.
No. So they were playing a game that's like, if you like candy, walk to this side of the room.
Yeah, and he was just like sadly
If you've ever been hurt by somebody, walk on this side of the room. And he walks and he's just like
yeah, the dude plays somebody who's especially handicapped like very well. Like he's on point with his acting. Everybody was so
and
so
it was
good.
Just like with this music playing in the background and watching him like react to these questions, because you know what's kind of like going through his mind, and you're just like, oh god damn, he probably thinks his brother didn't care about him because his brother got the wrong person out of jail.
I think that's the worst. One of the most heartbreaking things is that once again spoilers, but Pattinson dies. His character dies at the end. He falls out a window.
No. Pattinson's character
does die,
gets arrested. The dude he tried to scam falls out of the...
I'm sorry, I'm mixing up. It's been a minute. I'm sorry. Yes, he gets arrested, so he's in prison. He's gonna be in prison for a while because I think they'll charge him up for that. But yeah, the guy that was in there falls out the window and dies. But yeah, Pattinson's obviously gonna go to jail for a long time. Yeah, so he won't really have that ample opportunity to have conversations, to help talk to his brother and see his brother. Because his brother, I don't know, maybe he'll get visitation, but we don't know, you know. It's just in that moment, at least, you can tell his brother doesn't know the whole truth, unfortunately. May never.
It's just such an unfortunate, because like the whole time, the movie kind of like, it feels like the movie's reeling you in to be like, oh, he's gonna make it. Oh, he's
right, like any other movie. Like he's gonna get the end.
He got this far. Oh, he got this far. He did this. He got this far, and then like in the end, it's like, well, his luck ran out, and it's. And
I feel like some people are gonna feel that the ending is bad, because they're like, well, there's no satisfying ending. It's like that's the kind of thing. That's why I've always particularly loved any kind of media that involves characters that aren't perfect or good people. In general, I've even whenever I try to create something, I feel like I always kind of want to have somebody who's not the perfect person, somebody who's actually maybe a bad guy in general. Because I think
would you say Robert Pattinson's character is a anti-hero, or just a?
I wouldn't say he's an anti-hero. He's just a bad guy. He's just a weird.
Bad guy.
I don't like using the word. I don't like using the word hero. I don't like using any of that when it comes to something like this. It's just he's a very. It's a very real situation. It's a very real real life thing. This is just a guy who's lives shitty, living day by day.
Is shitty.
And his way, is a shitty person who, you know, how he got here probably is kind of on his own accord, and he is riding by being a piece of shit. And he of course gets, once you keep being a piece of shit, you'll get punished. Like when karma comes back, and karma came back, and he's in prison for it. You know, so that's it seems to be from these directors that they seem to kind of focus on this style, like more real life, grounded, reality, inner city like problems and stuff.
Which I absolutely loved the attitude. The attitude in this movie. There was something really, I don't know, it's like kind of punk in a way. Like just I don't know how to describe it. It was just this movie, it had texture. And speaking of texture, like, did you notice like some of the lens flares? I loved the lens flares in this movie. It had these lens flares where it was.
They even used it with like the TVs and stuff.
It was almost like a mirror image of the light in the scene being reflected.
I think that really happens when he turns on the lights at that carnival and leaves.
And
right?
Like
when
the
he's dressed
street
as a
lights.
security guard.
Yes. Street lights.
Yes.
that I loved that so much, and there was a very graininess to
It probably is the
movie.
same kind of feeling of like either being like really sleepy, like dazed, essentially like a dazed kind of feeling at night in a city. That's kind of what they were probably going for. Obviously, a lot of drug
it
usage.
makes sense because Robert Pattinson's character just looks so tired. Does he sleep at all? I think in
He
the
looks
hospital,
like a piece.
in the hospital, he even says, "I haven't slept for 48 hours," but he says that as like a little cover up. But I don't think he was joking. I don't remember.
He probably didn't sleep for 40 hours. His character looks terrible. He's got bags under his eyes. He's really skinny. Pattinson really put a toll a bit on his body for this character. He looks the part. I mean, whenever you think of like a really kind of a person in his position, they always tend to be usually kind of skinny. He looked just like literally. He did not look like an actor. He looked like an actual person to me, like somebody I've seen.
Kind of reminded me of one of my mom's boyfriends.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Isn't it weird how like on point? That's what I'm saying. The directors, they really. It's like they're actually grounded. They've lived near these kind of people. They know what these people are like.
It's just this was. Just to kind of wrap things up, this movie had an incredible feel to it. Honestly, I can't believe I didn't see this in 2017. This is definitely probably one of my favorite movies in terms of cinematography, soundtrack, characters, and overall feeling that I get out of this movie. This is definitely going in one of my top movies. This is easily a 2 thumbs up for me. What about you, Cody?
I mean, back in 2017 when I saw it, I genuinely was blown away. I definitely try to keep an eye on these directors, these two directors now. I mean, they actually
who are the directors again?
It's hard for me to remember names. You're asking the wrong guy. I know. I apologize. I'm bad on names. Bring him up real quick. I just to give him the credit, obviously where credit's due. But for me, the big thing I really like about them is the fact they just like that they're so grounded in reality, as I've said. They just did a movie that I have to see called Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler, of all people, and I'm really excited for that. I've always been one to say that Adam Sandler...
Directors by Josh Safdie and Benny Safdie.
Safdie
brothers. We seem to be finding a lot of brothers lately.
I mean, two people working together, I think, can usually create great things, other than the Mario Brothers movie. But like I said, they just did Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler. I'm very excited to see that. We're probably going to watch that easily on this channel, review that on this channel. I 100% recommend.
Like I've talked about Sandler in the past, and I feel he does not give himself the ability to shine. Like I've seen some really great movies with him in it, like serious movies, not just funny.
When he does do a serious film, it's mind blowing.
It's like holy shit, you had this inside you the whole time, but you did fucking Grown Ups 2 instead. Like, you are depriving the world of great acting. You did Pixels. You did these shitty movies, but I know you're a good actor. It's like a kid with a ton of potential that you're like, you could do so much better if you just...
But that's the beauty. At least he's starting to move in that direction of doing more serious films, and hopefully he does. But that's for another time. High recommend. Please watch it. You must watch it. This is a must-see in cinema in general. It's perfect.
All right. Thank you so much for watching another episode of We Never. We finally watched Good Time, and hopefully next week we have something even better in store.
Maybe.
Remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment. If you saw this movie, you also liked it. And remember, we're going to be starting a stream on twitch.tv/WeNever. So make sure to... subscribe to that on there and get notified because we're going to be making that probably once a week thing, right?
Yeah, as long as we're on point. There may be times where something happens. He's got school, so
we're going to be starting to introduce gameplay on this channel, and you can catch us playing these games live on Twitch. Unfortunately, we can't watch movies live on Twitch, but we can play games live and essentially do the same format we have here.
Product reviews, something like that. We're trying to move out, do different stuff. I mean, We Never as a platform is open to anything, really. I mean, maybe that's what it'll be, an eclectic channel of whatever the hell we want to do. It's our channel, right? We can do what we want. As long as we both agree on it and think we can make something good out of it, we'll do it. So hopefully you guys think the same thing. Watch us live, or just watch us here, please.
Tell your friends about us too.
All of them.
All right. That was pretty good.